I have liked every Spider-Man movie that has come out, but unless we're counting Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite. But if we're not counting the animated ones, there's no live action one that really has like risen above the rest of them to be my favorite. I really like Homecoming. I think it is Homecoming. I think that one just works the best for me. I don't really care for Spider-Man 2. That one is really low for me, so like that's part of it. But I do think Brand New Day is a very good shot of being my number one, like unquestioned. I need to see it again. I'm going to see it again. Probably give it some time. I'm just I'm just too worried about recency bias to say it's number one right now. But I think it's great. I love what they did with Punisher. I love what they did with Hulk. I think Punisher, he was in it more than I thought he was going to be. Hulk was in it less than I thought it was going to be. But there's just a couple things about it that aren't bad things. They're just interesting things. Like whatever they did with Jean Grey, because everyone knows that it's Jean Grey that would care. Like my friend that came to the movie with me does not know who Jean Grey is. I don't know. He might have seen some of the old X-Men movies, but like, he doesn't really remember. Like the fact that it was Jean Grey meant nothing to him, and it did mean something to me because I know who Jean Grey is. And when they revealed it, the theater was like, "Whoa, it's Jean Grey!" And it's like, but we all knew that. Like anyone who it would have been impactful to could have figured out that it was Jean Grey, and to everyone else, it didn't mean anything. So, like, yes, it was a cool marketing thing. Like, it's like, oh, it's a secret, but it's like, no, it's not. We all know. We all either know who she is, or it doesn't matter. I think it's. I was expecting her to be the villain just because I didn't know who else it would be. Like, I figured Damage Control would be the ultimate villain because they always are. They're always the bad guys. I don't know why they would not be all of a sudden. Um, and they are. You know, every time they've showed up. I think this is their first time in a movie. I'm not positive. I would have to think about that. I really liked this movie because it just felt like populated. Like he just goes to see Elena, and she doesn't have a big part of the movie. She's just kind of in it. She's just there. Well, yeah, and it makes sense what she did, and she fits in. She contributes. Same with Punisher. Same with Bruce Banner. Like they're there, and Punisher is more of a supporting. Like he is, I would say he's like number two to Spider Man in terms of like the big heroes in the movie. Like very clearly it's Spider Man then Punisher then like the rest. Um, and Hulk does have a big part, and I liked what they did. Obviously, they're bringing back Angry Hulk, but it really felt like we're just bringing back like we are bringing back Angry Hulk, but like there wasn't necessarily any other reason for him to be in there. That's fine. I like that he's in there. I like that we got him, and it made sense why Jean Grey would go for Hulk to help her. But also, did he need to be in the movie? No, no. The movie's kind of long, but I will say I never felt like there was anything where I was like, man. I mean, obviously there was things we could have cut out, but I didn't want them to. I wanted it to be longer. It was really good. I was wondering how they were going to deal with MJ and Ned. They didn't fully answer it. They just didn't. And you know how we're probably gonna have to wait a long time for this movie to get a sequel because you know probably they're gonna want Destin Daniel Cretton back, and they can obviously start writing it without him. But he's gonna do his Naruto thing, and then he's doing Shang-Chi too, and then probably Spider-Man 5. It's fine. Obviously, they can start working, and then just as soon as he's ready, they can start production. But like, man, and Shang-Chi 2 is like 29, we'll say, which is really that's far away. That's 3 years from now. That's 3 years. It's 2029, and then he has to start making Spider-Man, and then that's 2031 maybe at best. So that's 5 years, and it's like, oh, that's just it's such a long time to wait to see what's gonna happen next. And obviously, he'll be in Secret Wars. I do wonder about the post-credit scene if it was the same before they delayed Doomsday, because I feel like this post-credit scene was teasing Secret Wars. Like I felt like it was a Battle World teaser. Maybe it's not. Some people think it's Toby or whatever. There's different theories. Um, I felt like it was a Secret Wars teaser because I don't think he's going to be in Doomsday. I don't know anything about I've been avoiding leaks for Doomsday. So like I don't know if Toby is actually in the movie or if he has like a major role or anything in Doomsday. Um, but I've heard that could be a possibility. Um, and it would make sense to me because Tom Holland is not going to be in it. I don't think. So I could see Toby Spider-Man being in the movie because you do want Spider-Man, but then you don't have to have Tom Holland Spider-Man because I don't think he's going to be in it. But he's going to be in Secret Wars, and obviously that he's probably going to have a big part in Secret Wars. He's going to be a big deal in like actually starting the process to be Doctor Doom, assuming they, you know, uh, follow the comics, which you know I feel like I can have a decent guess as to how they're doing Secret Wars based on how the universe is set up now, because obviously they don't have like Molecule Man or the Beyond. Like a lot of this stuff is like not a thing. I think it's gonna be a lot simpler. It's gonna have to be. I don't know. I guess I'll wait to see Doomsday and then I'll find out how they're gonna approach Secret Wars. But it's just such a long time to wait, and I felt this way when Thunderbolts was done. I was like, man, the post-credit scene was really good, and I was like, man, I have to wait a year and a half or something. Not even. Wait, what was it? Like it was May of 25, and I have to wait till so like a year and more than a year and a half for that post-credit scene to be paid off, and that's just like technically it teases Fantastic Four, but it was really teasing Doomsday. And man, that was it's so, and it's coming up, and it's kind of crazy because like I want Doomsday to be out, and I've been feeling this way since like it was like, oh man, I can't wait for Doomsday. But also, Doomsday being out means that it's December of 26, which means that this much time has passed, and like it's gonna be Christmas break of college, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. It's like there's a lot of life in there that I don't like. I don't want to rush past that, but also I do want the movie to. I do want to see it, and Secret Wars is next year December, and I really want to see that. But it's really there's a lot of time. I did feel like it was a little bit like I didn't hate the post credit scene. Like it wasn't like the Captain America one where I was like, oh my goodness, that was awful. But it was like, I didn't feel satisfied for it. Like the Thunderbolts one, I was like, that was well worth waiting. Like that was amazing. Like, of course, Thunderbolts was just great all around. But like, Fantastic Four, I waited. The mid credit scene, it was good. It was like, oh okay. And then the post credit scene was not the best. It was kind of like, oh, like I didn't just stay for that, but whatever. This one, it wasn't anything special. You know, it could have been more. But I guess they don't really. I felt like this movie, it was its own thing. And obviously, the post-credit scenes have never been that important. Like you've never had to watch a post-credit scene, other than maybe the first Iron Man one, which is actually the only one I've never seen. I gotta rewatch that movie probably at some point. But I don't know. It wasn't the most satisfying, but it also was like, it did get me excited for what's coming in December of 2027. It's so far away, but it's also not. Like, it really isn't. Like, time does pass pretty fast. But also, it's far away from now, but then once it's there, it's gonna be like, wow, that was not that long. Oh my goodness. Like I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not at all. I'm not looking forward to. And Doomsday is coming out, but then nothing's coming out between those two movies, which is fine. Obviously, Beyond the Spider-Verse is supposed to come out. I think it will. I really hope, because obviously I love the Spider-Verse movies. But that means it's Spider-Man, Avengers, Spider-Man, Avengers. But they do make money. Those are big ones. Spider-Man's gonna make a ton of money. Doomsday's gonna make a ton of money. I'm very excited. They didn't play the Doomsday trailer before my screening of the movie. They played a lot. There was like an intro by Tom Holland, and I was like, bro. Like, it was nice, but I was like, bro, just play the movie. And then they played Sony, Columbia Pictures. I'm like, bro, please. But, you know. There was no Doomsday trailer. And we did show up like a little late. The theater chain that I go to, it's pretty much always exactly 15 minutes or so of trailers. Like, once the showtime started. And we were a few minutes late because we showed up like about the right time, but then we wanted to get concessions. So we're a few minutes late. I don't think they would have led with the Doomsday trailer though. I just don't, because they're playing random movies. There was actually this one movie of like these dinosaurs in a neighborhood. That one looked cool. Like at the end of some street. I'll have to look that one up because that one's like that's kind of like what everyone wanted Jurassic World to be, but then it like wasn't. So that one looked cool. Um, I don't know. I don't remember any of the other ones, but there was no Doomsday trailer. I was like, oh, that's weird. The Doomsday trailer is not that great. It's good. It was, I was like, I watched it. It was hype, but I wasn't like, whoa. The one at Comic Con was very hype. If they had played that, that would have been crazy. Because I saw like the worst recording of it ever, but it was still very cool, and I'm very excited for the movie. Doomsday, I was excited for it. The new trailer came out, same excitement. The new trailer, Comic-Con trailer, didn't increase the excitement. Spider-Man did increase the excitement, even though none of these characters are going to be in Doomsday. I'm also excited to see where they go with X-Men. I don't care about the X-Men that much. I like some of them. I think I like Cyclops, but also like I'm excited to see him in Doomsday, but also like I just like James Marsden. But I do think there's a lot of potential. I'm very curious to see where they go. Ryan Gosling's gonna be Ghost Rider. That's cool. But when does X-Men come out? It can't, because if Ghost Rider and Black Panther are 2028, is X-Men 2029? Is it May? Is it December? It could be the July of 2028. And Ghost Rider could just be like May or March or something, like early 2028. Or Ghost Rider could be February. No, Ghost Rider could be October also, because it's like a spooky movie. But then that seems really close to Black Panther. But they're not really the same. I assume it's going to be R-rated. So it's probably going to be like really different. I don't know. I'm very excited. I think there's a lot, like, there's so much cool stuff that's coming out, even just with Marvel, but like a lot of other movies, like that one dinosaur movie. Like, lots of cool stuff, but I have to wait. And the waiting is not even that big of a deal. Like, there's other stuff to do in the meantime. But then you think about how much time is going to pass, and you're like, that's a lot of time. I'm not sure if I want that time to pass.